Hello, I'm Dr. M. I eat nettles.
No you're not, and no you don't. That's more like it.
So I'm Dr. M and I really do eat nettles. Okay, let's do some research. Stinging nettles. Wildflower Guide. Luckybillichkeit. Conspectus Flora Romani. Plants of the world, possibly. Plants and vegetation. How plants work. How plants work. Maybe that will help us. Let's do some research. Nettle, 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 stinging nettle, stinging nettle, stinging nettle, stinging nettle, see nettle, 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 for nettle. I'm quite clever. Nettle. Common stroke stinging. Don't stroke the stinging nettle. 168. 168, 168, 168. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Ah! Leaves for defence. In fact, leaves are so important as food for animals that it's easy to forget that plants did not evolve leaves to feed animals. They didn't. They evolved leaves to feed themselves. Some leaves have evolved into structures to defend the whole plant. Perhaps the first conscious interaction that children have with plants is when they fall foul of a stinging or common nettle, Urtica dioica. In the case of nettles, it is the plant's modified and adapted hairs that provide its defence. So this is what the nettle leaf looks like close up. I think it's time to go and find some nettles. Where would we find nettles? Stinging nettles. Urtica dioica, the scientific name of the stinging nettle. Where can we find nettles? No nettles. Lots of lovely mosses, nice and dry, no nettles. So where can we find nettles? No nettles. Aha! Nettles. Lots of lovely lichens, but no nettles. You know what I think? In order to find stinging nettles, we're going to have to go outside. Let's go. So here I am in the laboratory. I need safety gloves and safety glasses. Let's have a look. Ah, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Enormously huge. Medium. Here we are. So we need safety gloves to stop those stinging nettles stinging us. Ooh, there we go. Now if you don't have a laboratory at home, ask your mum to find you some gloves. I'm sure she can. We need also protective spectacles. I'm going to use these sunglasses because they're cool, and we're ready to go. We are going on a stinging nettle hunt. Let's go. Okay, so here we go on our nettle hunt. So some nicely planted plants here, but no nettles. We need a weed patch. And a lovely weed patch here. Lots of thistles. Ouch! But no nettles. Okay, lovely flowery patch here. This is spiny rest harrow. How beautiful. This one's kidney vetch or lady's fingers. Beautiful, but no nettles. So what are we going to do? I tell you what we're going to do. I think we're going to go to the woods. I think we might find stinging nettles in the woods. Let's go. Okay, here comes the woodland. Look at this. These are cherry plums. Yum yum when they're ripe. And this is the way to the woodland. Let's go. And just before we get there, more pretty flowers. But no nettles. We're definitely heading for the woodland. Let's go. Here we are in the wilderness. We can go right or we can go left. Exciting. Right or left. I think right. The smaller, more mysterious path, always the most interesting, and I want you to shout out if you see any nettles. Let's go. Nice path. I wonder if we'll find any nettles down here. I wonder. Let's carry on. Have you seen anything so far? I don't think I have. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's this? Could it be? Could it be? Could it possibly be? I wonder. As I wonder. There's only one sure way to find out if it is a nettle. And that's... take off the gloves. And... ah! Ouch! It is a stinging nettle. So you can tell stinging nettles from their sting, but also they have a square stem, they have leaves which are in opposite pairs, and they've got these teeth all along them. And the flowers are actually very tiny in these dangling catkins. And that will help you distinguish the stinging nettle from other plants that look a bit like stinging nettles, like dead nettles, which have quite different flowers. Though, as I say, the sure way to tell a stinging nettle is to get stung. Look at those dangerous hairs. This is the underside of the nettle leaf. You can see loads of hairs, and you can see some long, dangerous looking hairs, and they've got a sharp point which pierces your skin, and then the bulbous bit at the base is full of the chemicals which cause the sting and the irritation, which can go on for hours and hours and hours. And that's all there to protect the plant from people like me and animals eating them. So it's a defensive adaptation in the stinging nettle, and it's very successful. Who wants to be stung by a stinging nettle? And stinging nettles can grow in big patches. You can see how successful they are. If you look carefully, you can see holes in the leaves. So something eats stinging nettles, but it's not usually large mammals because they don't like being stung. These holes will be caused by the larvae of butterflies and moths and the like. That's my guess anyway. Ask your mum. She knows more about animals than Dr. M does. Okay, here I am with some nettles. You can see this one's having a laugh with Dr. M. There's a leaf, look at that. Look, no sting. How did I do that? Well, nettles are really tasty, aren't you? You can actually make a really nice nettle soup. You take the young shoots and you cook them up, and it's served with cream. It can be absolutely delicious. So they're really tasty, which means there's lots of animals, like Dr. M, who want to eat them. And actually, may I just tell you, ow, for nothing, that the most dangerous thing in this woods at the moment are mosquitoes, not the nettles. I just want to show you a little trick how you can actually eat a nettle leaf here and now. How about that? How cool is that? I suggest you don't try this yourself, certainly not without asking your mum, and you will get stung, trust me. I may get stung. But if you think about the leaf, it's got those stinging hairs, both sides but mainly underneath. And if you brush against those, the pointy end of the hair pierces your skin, and the bulbous bit at the bottom pushes all the chemicals, the stinging chemicals, into your body, and you get a sting on your hands, your legs, your face, anywhere. Okay, if you brush up. So if you're robust, if you grasp the nettle, you will break those hairs without them piercing your skin. Okay, that's the theory. So you basically go up to your nettle leaf and you grasp it and you pull it off, and you can actually fold it up and eat it. Okay, you may not believe me. I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to do a close-up and see if I can show you that. So I'm going to need the mask off and the spectacles off. Okay, so here I am with this nettle leaf, and in order to pick the leaf without it stinging me, I need to grab it and pull it. Okay, like that. Okay, so here it is. Okay. Now all the while you grab it like this, and this, and this, and this, you won't get stung. If you brush against it, you will get stung. And in the previous shot, you may have heard me when I dramatically tore the leaf off, brushing my hand against a neighbouring nettle. So this hand has been stung, this hand has not been stung. Okay? So a scientist has been stung in the making of this video. Okay, now the dramatic bit is we need to fold up this leaf and eat it. Okay, so we're going to do that by just doing it very dramatically. Fold, pull off the stalk, we don't want the stalk, fold, 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 fold. Okay, so we've got this little nettle leaf now. Go away, mosquitoes. There, and we can eat it. It's actually very delicious. Oh God, there's mosquitoes. Very delicious, and it can be done. I'll do it once more. Here's a nettle, you can see. I'll be a bit less dramatic, and this time I'm not going to dramatically brush my hand against the neighbouring nettle. Okay, so you grab it. Let's grab it here, and you pull it like that. There it is, covered in stinging hairs, mainly on the underneath. So we fold it in half like that, then back again. Lots of hard action. As I say, you're not going to do this yourself. Certainly not without consultation with your mum. All right. So there it is, folded nettle leaf. and I'm really eating it. And it's actually really quite tasty. And I'm looking forward to collecting some young shoots of nettles. I will use gloves for that because this hand got stung. This one didn't. Unstung, stung. Okay, so it is a dangerous business, but the lesson, plants cannot run away. Okay, they're rooted to the spot, so if they're tasty, and most plants are tasty, let's face it, nettles certainly are. If they're tasty, something's going to want to eat them. It might be something big like Dr. M. Well, he's not that big, but he's kind of bigger than a mosquito. It might be an insect, it might be a cow. The only way the plant can fight is by deterring the animals, okay, saying, look, you don't want to eat me. There's various ways they can do that. The stinging nettle does it with stings, the bramble does it with prickles, the rose does it with prickles, and loads of plants do it with chemicals which deter animals. That's one of the reasons that plants often smell. Sometimes they smell nice, sometimes they smell nasty. Sometimes the nice smell is to attract pollinators like bees. Sometimes the smells are to deter herbivores, which are animals that eat plants. And they can be big animals or little animals. So remember, the stinging nettle is a fascinating story of how plants defend themselves from animals that want to eat them. But I ate it. A little bit of it, 2 leaves. It's still fine. I'm going to leave it there, happily growing in this woodland amongst the mosquitoes. And I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions? Send them to Dr. M. And remember, Dr. M goes wild about plants. Plants are cool. Okay, so enjoy the plants and see you again. Bye.